You can take the gill out of Trinbago, but you can't take Trinbago out of the gill. Let me show you how I make a lashing curried duck, and this isn't a traditional recipe. When you live far away from home, you have to adapt and make use of whatever you can find. I picked up a duck at my local grocery and I had them cut it up for me. Of course, we don't have a poultry on every corner here, so I had to roast it myself. I used to roast it on my outdoor stove, but it's so messy and it always ruins the burners. So I just lay it on a tray and I broil it in the oven for 10 to 15 minutes. If all the skin doesn't get charred in the oven, you can use a blowtorch to finish the rest. I have a small one, but there are bigger ones too. Once it goes into the oven, lots of fluid and fat are released, so I just throw that out. Now that it's roasted, remove the skin you don't want and wash with lime juice, vinegar or flour. My seasoning is always very basic: salt, black pepper and green seasoning. Let it marinate for a few hours or overnight, or you can cook it right away. Add some oil to a pot, and duck is already fatty, so you don't need to add much. And I'm adding some onion, curry leaves, methi leaves and thyme and letting that cook for a bit. After a few minutes, add garlic, pimento and hot peppers. To a bowl, add your spices to make a curry slurry. Curry powder, turmeric, geera and black massala. Add some water and then mix and add that to the aromatics. Cook the curry for about 5 to 10 minutes and you'll see the oil separating. Add the seasoned duck and mix well to get it coated with that curry paste. Crank the heat up to high now to bhunjay the duck or to get that first water released. Mine didn't release any liquid because remember the first step I did in the oven? It released all the water and fat there, so I didn't need to bhunjay it when it went into the pot. If, however, you skip that first step and you didn't roast in the oven, then you'll need to definitely bhunjay the duck for a good 20 minutes. Let that first water release and reduce, and then you can go ahead and add water. So after 10 minutes of my duck sitting in the pot, it didn't release any liquid, it just started sticking. So I added some hot water to cook it and to make the sauce. Once it starts bubbling, cover the pot, lower the heat and let it cook for about 15 to 20 minutes. And this duck cooks really quickly, so you don't need to cook it for too long like a regular local Muscovy duck. So if you are using a Muscovy duck, it's gonna take way more than 20 minutes, probably closer to an hour. So you wanna keep checking it and you'll need to add more water. After 20 minutes, I remove the cover and I let it cook and reduce. I'm adding hot pepper, black masala and some more green seasoning. The color of this curry is simply amazing. For duck, I love a darker curry, whereas for chicken, I love a light curry. When the sauce has thickened and coats the meat, turn the heat off. If you're eating this with roti, you'll want to keep a generous amount of sauce. And remember, the sauce does thicken up a little bit as it cools down, so keep that in mind. We're having ours with rice and dal, so I didn't leave too much sauce. And my husband could literally eat rice and dal every single day. So you'll see rice and dal a lot on my page. Finish with some chopped bandhania and serve with rice or roti. These days we're mostly eating brown rice because it's the healthier option, but a nice soft flaky buttershot shot would lash with this. It's crazy how after you have a baby you develop all these issues you never had before. Up until I got pregnant, I could have eaten anything I wanted. But that's okay, I'm just so happy I got my miracle baby. He is the best part of every day. The full list of ingredients will be listed in the description of this video. I hope you try out the recipe. Thank you so much for watching. And here's my little 10-month-old. After I cooked, I was singing to him, and either he was really enjoying it or he was just laughing at his tone deaf mom. Can you all believe he's so big already?